So, hello, Judy Davidson
Hey,
and Choice, and we are here for a double champagne celebration with Nadia and Michael. Nadia is a new business owner. Well, Michael is a new business owner too, but Nadia is a new franchise business owner and from Dallas, Texas. And they also recently got engaged. So, double celebration to
indeed. Thank
Nadia
you.
and Michael.
We are thrilled.
All right, here we go.
Right. Thank you very much for sending this our way.
Yes, thank
You're
you.
welcome, Mr. and Mrs. So happy for you.
No, that one's yours.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
your mistake.
Okay, right.
Yeah, you're Mr. And Nadia, you're Mrs.
Thank you, thank you. Well, cheers.
Cheers to you, Judy.
Cheers.
So much credit for all your
Congratulations.
help and everything you've done for Nadia.
Oh, and Michael, you were involved almost every step of the way. I know you were behind the scenes. You were actually on some of our weekly phone calls as well. So
True, yeah,
thank you for your support.
absolutely.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah.
So Nadia, you were awarded the Kiddo Kinetics franchise in February, correct? Yeah, it was February. But I think it's important to kind of pull back and talk about why. In order for anyone to make a decision as big as this, you have to have a strong enough why in order to invest the time and money in owning a business. So why don't we talk about why you wanted to be a business owner?
Okay. I originally started looking into business ownership because I wanted something that would, had earning potential, to plan for a future and also to have some eventual flexibility with my time. So, kind of front loading a bunch of working hard now so that eventually I would be able to have that in the future.
Right.
Really come with a corporate position.
Right. Also in the process, closer to when you were awarded the franchise, your job doubled your territory size, right? So
Yeah.
if you want a job done, give it to the busiest person, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it's been a lot, but it's been fun.
Yeah. And I know we talked about part of your future planning was transitioning over into business ownership for the flexibility for future kiddos of yours.
Yeah, that's right. That's so that you could have have a stable income, but also have time to spend with a future family. So
Right, yeah. I like your shirt, by the way, kiddo.
oh yeah, Kiddo Kinetics. I was
Representing.
teaching class right before this.
So what attracted you to the franchise business model?
But to start my own business, it seems like the world of franchising is really large as well, but to just, I want to start my own thing, I wouldn't even know where to start. So I really liked that franchising came with training wheels and a manual and a support group and other people that are in the same position as you, so that you don't have to, figure out all of the nitty-gritty pieces. Somebody's already done that with like years of experience that now you just have to go do it, that they're giving you the outline. Now you have to just make it happen. And that seemed like a jump start to getting where I wanted to be, even though obviously that there's pros and cons to doing it that way, but like the pros to me outweighed the time is so important. So
Yes.
kind of got started a lot sooner.
And I have to say, I continue to be so impressed with you because most of the people that I help are about 20 years older than you. So your maturity, your business acumen was stellar every step of the way. So prior to our consultation, I think a lot of people spend time online, kicking the tires, doing research. But in order to be awarded a franchise, you have to go through a thorough mutual interview, education, and investigation process to make sure the fit is right on both sides. And so prior to even making any recommendations, you and I got to know each other better personally and professionally, and we defined your financial criteria, which allowed me to reverse engineer it and research options that met your criteria. So what we were looking at as you were dating 3 franchises side by side, we looked at originally Kiddo Kinetics. You were looking at a senior care business on your own. We also looked at a residential cleaning business and a tutoring business.
That's cool.
So what attracted you to Kiddo Kinetics?
Well, my background is working with kids, so that is it was definitely like within my comfort zone. And I love that the whole mission of the company it just like exudes positivity. And so that was something that I really loved about Kiddo Kinetics. Also the founder, what she kind of, you can just see her heart and soul in all of it, and that this is really something that she's super passionate about. And I think that that shows in the business from any of the interactions that you have, and then also in the program itself. So for all those reasons, I was definitely drawn to Kiddo. Also there was an element of, obviously the talking to, like, through the validation process and whatnot, talking to other people about their experiences. And I felt comfortable. I felt right at home, just given my background in education and whatnot, that I felt like, this is something that I can see myself doing. This is something that, like, it's speaking my language, and I speak the language. And so, it seemed like a good fit.
Yeah. Plus there's a lot of flexibility in the business model, and I knew that was important to you as well. It can be run full-time, owner-operator, semi-absentee, and they have an investor model as well. So I know that's going to be something that you're going to be transitioning into maybe down the road. And I think what a lot of people miss in doing online research is the whole relationship piece. You can do a lot of research, but the only way to be awarded a franchise is to go through this process, and relationships are key. So the better I got to know you week by week through our Zoom calls and Michael, the better recommendations I'm able to make. Plus, I think the added bonus was our franchise conference was in Fort Worth in January. So we got to meet in person for dinner. And Rachel and Ashley from the franchise were there as well. And you had a couple conversations with Dave, the CEO. So I think all of those personal relationship touch points really helped as well.
Oh, absolutely. You're spending a lot of time with these people. Not only that, but you're also, kind of, even though you can get a lot of information, you're also just getting a limited viewpoint. And so you have to really feel comfortable about who you're spending your time and your money, and, like, you're signing yourself up for something that's gonna, be a huge part of your life. It's a huge decision. So you feel comfortable.
Yeah. And so the last step in the process was going to Florida for Discovery Day or Meet the Team Day or Meet the Family. And so you're then able to meet in person, spend time with Dave. And I think you had a couple subsequent conversations with him and the department heads, because these are going to be like family members that you're going to be living with, right? For a while, and turning to for problems, questions, concerns, etc. So you want to make sure that the fit is right on both sides. So how's it going?
It's going. It's busy, which is good problem to have. And I've been surprised by how quickly I'm able to get into schools. This is the business that, you go into preschools and go into, private schools and Montessori programs as like a program that they offer there on their site. And I've been, I've been really pleasantly surprised by how that whole process has gone, how I'm able to, set meetings and actually, set demonstrations, and, that has gone really, really well over the last, 6 weeks or so that I've been open.
Yeah.
And comes with that is it's busy for sure, because I'm still working full time, and you have to have employees. So that process has been something that's new to me, the hiring and training. And so that's definitely the learning curve. And then like the operational pieces too, just trying to keep yourself organized with all the, new information.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I think I didn't, I'm so thankful for, but I didn't think about, is that when when you go into franchising, it's like because the best part is that all of the systems are already laid out for you, but then you're also kind of like thrown into the middle of a system that you have to like figure out, instead of like building it to the way that you're, as you do something and then you build something to kind of complement what you're doing. It's like, oh, it's already built and now you're doing it and then trying to like figure out how to put it all, organize it and everything into the system that's already laid out for you. And
Right.
so, like I said, I'm so glad that it's that way, but it's something I didn't think about on like, that you can actually get the business and then try to figure out the back part of how to operate it in, like in the systems or in the software and the program pipeline that you have and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what I think is huge is that you've been open, 6 weeks, and you're already generating revenue. You already have customers and accounts. I mean, that's really, really unheard of. Most franchise systems, well, if it's brick and mortar, it could take a year before you get your doors open. Well, Michael, you could probably attest to that.
Yeah.
Michael owns a gym, a large gym, where it's subscription based for personal trainers, right?
Got
So
it.
I've seen your facility. It's huge.
Yeah.
But it took you a long time to find the location, negotiate the lease, do the build outs, etc., right?
Yeah, it took forever. I mean, I actually started the process when I was living in San Diego, which was over a year ago. I wasn't able to find anything that worked in San Diego. That whole process took me better part of 6-7 months. Then I moved out here. I had one deal that was ready to go and that fell through. I had a second deal that was ready to go and that fell through. So when you kind of put it all together, it was probably the better part of 2 years that I've been working on the business. So that's, to kind of speak to what Nadia was mentioning earlier. I think the beauty of the franchise model is that, you have a business in a box, essentially. You just get to open it up and start it, and you've got all the tools that you need. Whereas, I've been slogging for 2 years trying to get this thing rolling, and it's been, a roller coaster and gratifying for sure. But, there's a clear difference between the things that we're doing.
Yeah. Independent startup business versus franchise. I think this is a perfect example.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think I started looking into franchising in October or November, and then, bought in February, and then was open in May. So, definitely, it's like
Fast track.
definitely the fast track. Yeah.
Yeah. You went through the process beautifully. You were so buttoned down, thorough. And we had holidays that we were working around also, but so what advice would you give to someone who is starting out, maybe researching franchises out there, overwhelmed with all of their options, maybe afraid to take that big leap?
Well, I would say if it's what you want to do, then do it. You can find 1.5 million reasons as to why you shouldn't. You'll never have a hard time finding a reason why you shouldn't do something. So if don't talk yourself out of a good idea, would be my first piece of advice. Second, I think I would say also don't, you know, be realistic with your expectations. Like anything worth having and anything good doesn't come easy. Like it's going to be hard work. And just because like, you know, you have all the framework doesn't mean that you don't, you know, you got to be ready to go for it. So in that time, once you make your decision until you open your doors, kind of pump yourself up and get ready to go, you know,
Yeah.
and know that you have the resources and you know, the support that you need to get your questions answered, and that there's a track record of a bunch of people that have done it right before you, and those people are there for you to ask a million questions too. So
Mentorship.
and that's readily available. So
Yeah.
that's what I would say.
Yeah. Well, it is a big decision, business ownership, but you have made 3 big decisions since I met you. You moved into a new home,
Yeah.
you bought a business, and now you're engaged. So what's next? Might as well throw a kid in the mix.
Yeah. Thanks, Judy. We're gonna wait on that one. Just a little bit, maybe.
Well, I'm so happy for you. You have been a delight to work with. I look forward to keeping in touch and tracking your progress. And thank you for your time. And
Thank you.
congratulations again.
Thank you. Cheers.